Welcome back. Hopefully you just got done watching the Managed Payees video, or you've recently seen it. The next step is the meat and bones of the Simplified Church portal. So we're going to hop in here, log in, and show you how to manage transactions. There's several things you can do here. Under transactions, transaction search, this will allow you to look for any transactions that you have submitted through the portal. This will go back and show you kind of their status, if they're open, what's happening with them. We also have the ability to search for any status. So once our team has completed your check request, this will move to a completed status, and that the transaction from that point is then locked. Anything that's in open status can still be edited. We'll go to the first kind of the primary need is to request a check. So this is where your church will hop in here and request a check for us to submit for your church. We'll choose your church's the account for this check to be drawn from. It automatically populates the date. Then, as we talked about in the last video, here is where your payees will show. So let's just say this is our power company. We need to write a check for $250. It'll automatically update, and we'll say this is I'm recording this in October, so we'll do this October's payment. We click on next. It'll then ask us to add a line item, and this is the budget line that this needs to be tied against. So we'll come in here under electricity, and it's the full amount. You do have the ability to break it out. We'll create that, and if this shows green, then the line item's total matches the total of the check. We can hit save, and that will submit the check. Now if we go back to transaction search, you will see that that check is now shown here as an open request. The other additional thing is if you all wrote a check yourselves. The only difference here is we'll choose the bank account. Again, we can choose the payee. Let's just say you guys paid the water bill. It's $100 this month. But we wrote check number 1234. And we also wrote it, we wrote it last week on Friday. So we put that there. Next. Again, add a line item, and we will select the budget line for operations. As we get drilling down, we would probably have your water budget as a subline of your operations. $100. Create it, save it. So now it saved the line item, and if it's greened out, again, that means it equals the total for the check. Click save, and that will submit it to us to be processed. Another item you can do within here, and this would be to manage an expense. So this would be if you took the church's debit or credit card and used it to buy coffee or something, or even go to Walmart, anything you use it for. If it was the debit card, chances are you're going to tie that against the church's bank checking account for today. Let's say we spent $15. Next. This will give us again the line items. We're going to add a line item, and we need this to go against. We'll do this against the. We'll say we took somebody out to coffee. That was a children's worker. Took Jim and Susie to coffee. Okay, so now you'll just kind of have that note tied against this, so you'll kind of know what's happening with this expense. And then we could also put this in here just to add more detail to it, who this was to, who the expense was for with the debit card. So we'll save that, and again, it then gets processed here against your church. You can see it shows up as an expense, which just means it was tied to a debit or credit card. And from there. Finally, we can manage deposits. This will be updated in the near future. But again, so we're going to make our deposit. This will just be the totals. So let's say this week's offering was $12.50. So October 4th offering. Click next and save. And if we go back to transaction search, then that will also show now as a deposit. So all these are being submitted to us, and one of our team, your designated church bookkeeping specialist, will be taking care of each of these transactions for you, and then you'll get reports back through the portal as to their status. When they are, you'll see the status is available. If we have a question about it, something, we will put it into hold status. That way it can't be edited, but we're probably trying to get in touch with you to figure out a little more detail on what that was for. in process locks down the transaction so that it can't be edited, meaning that we are processing it at the time. And then finally, complete means that it's been done. We've completed processing that transaction for you, and it cannot be edited in the portal any longer. So hope that helps and gives you a quick glimpse of all that's possible within our Simplified Church portal. We're really excited about what this provides to our church clients and the ability to manage bookkeeping for your church in a very simple and efficient way. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know and get in touch with us. If you'd like to know more about using the portal, go ahead and get in touch with us at info@simplifiedchurch.com. Thanks so much.